The Holocaust was not a mere historical event. It was the systematic, bureaucratic extermination of 6 million Jews by the Nazi regime and its collaborators. This genocide was not a product of ancient hatreds. It was a chilling demonstration of the horrors a modern state can inflict, fueled by a calculated ideology of hate. The Holocaust stands as a stark reminder of humanity's potential for evil. It is a testament to the fragility of civilization and the ever-present need for vigilance against prejudice and discrimination. The Holocaust was unique in its scale and methodology. Never before had a government sought to exterminate an entire people with such meticulous planning and industrial efficiency. The Nazis utilized modern technology and propaganda to carry out their genocidal aims. They harnessed the power of radio, film, and print to spread their hateful ideology. They built death camps equipped with gas chambers, crematoria, and forced labor systems. The victims of the Holocaust were not just numbers. They were individuals, mothers, fathers, children, grandparents, each with their own stories, dreams, and aspirations. Their lives were brutally cut short, leaving behind a void felt across generations. The Holocaust serves as a chilling reminder of the depths of human cruelty. It forces us to confront the darkest aspects of our nature. It is our duty to remember the victims, learn from the past, and work tirelessly to prevent such atrocities from ever happening again. We must never forget the lessons of the Holocaust, for to forget is to risk repeating the horrors of the past. The seeds of the Holocaust were sown in the aftermath of World War I. Germany, defeated and humiliated, faced economic turmoil and political instability. The Nazi Party, led by the charismatic but deeply disturbed Adolf Hitler, exploited this climate of fear and resentment. They offered a scapegoat for Germany's problems, the Jews. Nazi ideology was a toxic blend of extreme nationalism, anti-Semitism, and racial purity theories. Jews were portrayed as an existential threat to the German nation. They were accused of controlling the media, the banks, and international finance. This hateful propaganda resonated with a population desperate for answers and a return to greatness. The Nazis began by stripping Jews of their citizenship and civil rights. The Nuremberg Laws of 1935 were a key step in this process, codifying discrimination and segregation. Jews were banned from public office, intermarriage with Aryans was forbidden, and their businesses were boycotted. This systematic dehumanization paved the way for more extreme measures. The Nazi regime skillfully manipulated public opinion. Through propaganda and intimidation, they gradually normalized hatred and violence against Jews. What began as hateful rhetoric escalated into physical assaults, arson attacks, and ultimately, mass murder. The escalation from discrimination to organized extermination was a gradual but relentless process. The Nazis used a combination of legal measures, social ostracization, and ultimately, brute force to isolate and terrorize the Jewish population. Kristallnacht, the Night of Broken Glass, marked a turning point. On November 9th to 10th, 1938, a wave of violence swept across Germany and Austria. Synagogues were burned, Jewish businesses were looted and destroyed, and thousands of Jews were arrested and deported to concentration camps. This pogrom, orchestrated by the Nazi regime, shattered the illusion of normalcy. With the outbreak of World War II in 1939, the persecution of Jews entered a new, even more horrific phase. The Nazis established ghettos in occupied territories, herding Jews into cramped and unsanitary conditions. These ghettos were not just places of confinement, they were also staging grounds for deportation to extermination camps. Inside the ghettos, hunger, disease, and despair were rampant. Yet, even in the face of unimaginable suffering, acts of resistance and spiritual defiance emerged. Clandestine schools, theaters, and newspapers were established, providing a glimmer of hope and preserving a sense of humanity amidst the darkness. In January 1942, Nazi leaders met in a villa in Wannsee, a suburb of Berlin, to finalize the details of what they called the final solution to the Jewish question. This chilling euphemism masked a horrific reality: the systematic extermination of European Jewry. The Wannsee Conference was a bureaucratic meeting with genocidal intent. High-ranking Nazi officials discussed logistics, transportation, and methods of killing. They spoke of mass murder with chilling detachment, treating human beings as mere units to be processed and eliminated. Following the Wannsee Conference, the Nazi regime implemented its plan with ruthless efficiency. 6 extermination camps were established in occupied Poland: Auschwitz-Birkenau, Belzec, Chelmno, Majdanek, Sobibor, and Treblinka. These camps were designed for mass murder, equipped with gas chambers that could kill thousands of people at a time. Jews were transported to these camps in cattle cars, crammed together like animals. Upon arrival, they were subjected to selection, with those deemed fit for labor separated from the majority destined for immediate extermination. The horrors of the camps defy description. Starvation, disease, forced labor, torture, and mass murder were daily occurrences.